Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. 3 free agents the Cowboys should re-sign in 2026. There is only one game left in the 2025 season for the Dallas Cowboys, and they are only playing for draft position and pride. Their 34-26 loss to the Minnesota Vikings all but left them for dead, but the Cowboys finished themselves off by losing the following week at home to the Los Angeles Chargers. No use crying over spilt milk. The Cowboys won't be in the 2025 NFL playoffs, and it's time to set our sights to the 2026 season. One aspect of looking ahead is determining which players on expiring contracts the Cowboys should try to re-sign before they even hit free agency. Several players fall into this criteria, but here are my top 3, starting with a player who has shown the grit, hustle, and toughness we have wanted out of the defense for years. Defensive end Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney arrived to the Dallas Cowboys after the regular season had already begun, and did not play until Week 4 versus the Green Bay Packers. He has been everything the Cowboys could have asked for, and more. Nobody could have been expected to replace the production that All-Pro and perennial NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidate Micah Parsons, but Clowney did his best. With one game left to play, Clowney is tied for the team lead with 5.5 sacks, and with 4 less games played than the other player in the tie, James Houston. Clowney has shown the traits that Cowboys brass has been wanting in their defense for years. He is a true football player, who has plenty left in the tank. Wide receiver George Pickens. You're probably thinking George Pickens' big name should have been the headline, but that's the beauty of it. I get to throw viewers little curveballs here and there. All jokes aside, George Pickens should probably be priority number 1 over any and all other team needs. The way he has helped elevate the offense by being a true wide receiver 1 threat opposite CeeDee Lamb is not something the Cowboys should mess with. Pickens not only leads the Cowboys in receiving yards, but is among the NFL leaders with 1,492 yards on 92 receptions. Add 9 touchdowns and countless big plays down the field, and Pickens is a no-brainer to re-sign. Running back Javonte Williams. I know they say running backs are a dime a dozen nowadays, and teams can make a back look better with scheme and execution, but I'd like to ask one question. What's wrong with securing a running back you know has already had success in your offense, and still helping them with a good scheme and rush attack? Yes, I'm talking about Javonte Williams. Williams has had a career season for the Cowboys, and has started all 16 games lined up behind Dak Prescott. He has rushed for a career-high 1,205 yards at 4.8 yards per carry, and still has one game left versus a poor New York Giants rush defense. If the Cowboys can bring back offensive playmakers George Pickens and Javonte Williams, plus a tone-setter like Jadeveon Clowney for the defense, it would be a good start to free agency. Emmitt Smith says what the NFL is afraid to say out loud about the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys picked up their 7th win of the season on Christmas Day against the Washington Commanders. Since Dallas had already been eliminated from playoff contention, a lot of fans were rooting for a loss in the name of moving up the NFL draft board. However, Brian Schottenheimer is adamant about finishing the season on a high note. Dak Prescott shares that sentiment, and the entire locker room seemingly has bought into that. Thursday's performance was a microcosm of a maddening season, a lot of fireworks by the offense and a whole lot of ugly by the defense. Even with all the frustrations this season has delivered, franchise legend Emmitt Smith, who appeared on the Netflix broadcast mid-game, remains bullish on the Cowboys' future. For the first time in a long time, for me, I feel like we're heading in the right direction, Smith said, via The Athletic's John Machota. At some point, the NFL will concede that the Cowboys will be a scary team next year. The offense is arguably the best in the league and will likely only get better with more continuity and as Brian Schottenheimer evolves in his 2nd year as the team's play caller. The entire Cowboys offense is under contract for 2026, with the exception of George Pickens and Javonte Williams. Those are 2 major pieces, but Jerry Jones has made it clear he wants to keep both. For all of Jones' shortcomings in free agency, he's consistent when it comes to re-signing his own players. That the Cowboys might finish the year 8-1 while being handicapped by one of the worst defenses in franchise history is pretty darn impressive, don't you think? Their success next season will hinge on a strong draft, Jones bringing in some impact players from outside the building to improve the defense, and, most importantly, allowing Schottenheimer to hire his own defensive coordinator. What do you think? Like, comment and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.